The Mavericks visiting the Kings. The Kings laying 4.5. The Kings are minus 190. Mavericks plus 155. Total is 215.5. This spread yesterday was Kings minus 5, so we've seen some money come in on the Mavs to move this spread down a half point. What do you like here? This game I feel more comfortable betting on than Heat Bulls.
I think this is going to be a good one. And it's interesting because you look at matchups in the playoffs, and this one's going to be a fun one just because both these teams are going to be really good down low. Dallas, of course, with Anthony Davis, Sacramento with Domantas Sabonis. And we've seen the Kings pretty much dominate this series. They led the regular season series 3-0. But I don't know. The Mavericks have gained some steam over the last, few games. And obviously they made the playoffs, which is more than I think a lot of people thought out of Dallas. But for me, I think it's the difference in guard play for Sacramento. I mentioned that Zach LaVine is going in my parlay for the night. He's averaging 23 points on the season, 19 against Dallas. But I think that when you have a slash and scorer like that, he's going to cause issues for a team that's mostly based down low. So I don't think the guard play contends for Sacramento for Dallas. So I think I would lean towards the Kings here.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go on the other side here. I'm going to follow the money here. I like the Mavs, and this part of this is numbers based. Like if you're looking at the Kings playing at home, they were the second worst team in the NBA against the number. The only team they were ahead of was the Sixers. We know how bad the Sixers are. The Kings against the number this season, 14, 24, and 3 at home. So when you think about the Kings, you think about their offense and certainly Zach LaVine, but Domantas Sabonis as well. And Sabonis is always a key cog for the Kings, but the Mavericks are one of the few teams that actually have the size to sort of deal with Sabonis. When you talk about AD or Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively, even though those guys have kind of been banged up, I think they should play. I know Derek Lively sat out the last game, but I think that's because the Mavs were getting ready for this play-in game. Also, I would say take a look at the over as well. Like both of these teams have regressed defensively over the past month of the season. In fact, if you look at another number here, which is pretty telling, on the road this year, the Mavs are 27-14-1 to the over. That is second in the NBA. So this is another team that has had issues with their defense. 215 on hook seems a little low, so I would go Mavericks here based on their size. I think they can keep it within the number. Whether or not they win, I don't know. But I think I might like the over even better based on how Dallas has played this season. And looking at these defenses, I think we could see a lot of points in a surprising way.
Yeah, I think that it's another good recipe for some of these player props. If you like the over in a game, I think it's going to be good scoring conditions. And also, we've seen this from the star players, at least on the Sacramento side of things. DeMar DeRozan has had some big ones against the Mavericks before, scoring 42 last time around. So it's still weird to me. And plus, think about the experience that DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine have in the play-in, because we were just talking about how it feels like the Bulls Invitational. They've played in a ton of play-in games. So I don't know if experience in that regard matters, but these guys definitely have it when it comes to the play-in.
Also, did you see yesterday where Nico Harrison had an exclusive, not necessarily a meet and greet, but had a sort of by invitation only back and forth with the press in Dallas, and he was asked about the Luka trade, and he said, no regrets at all. I'll say it again. Defense wins championships. Just we need to give this time. People have criticized me before, but they need to give it time. And then he said, it was sort of funny, which, I mean, not necessarily wrong, but he was saying, when we saw Kyrie and Anthony Davis on the court together, I mean, I know it was only 2 quarters this season. It's a small sample size, but you could see how good they were going to be. And I'm like, man, you better hope this works out, because you're going to be a pariah if it doesn't. I mean, I guess at this point he has no other choice but to double down, right?
I guess so. Or you could say, hey, we're not going to talk about it. The deal's done. We're moving on. We are focused on the players that are on the actual roster. But yeah, he's in a difficult spot, because I don't think anybody is sitting there and saying, yeah, maybe the Mavs actually won the trade. No, they did not. They absolutely did not. Unless, something happens to Luka, which none of us are rooting for. You want to see the best players in the NBA playing. So yes, he's in a tough spot.
Oh, he is in a tough spot. You better pray to baby Jesus that AD and Kyrie come back healthy and they do something. It just doesn't look that way.